Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiarere. I want to humbly submit that Ndi Igbo are not asking for anything that is so much from Nigeria. You know, I've heard the number 6 man, the one who claimed to be number 6 in Nigeria, say, oh, APC must govern Abia State by fire by thunder in 2027. And what is his reason? Abia State is getting allocation that's actually less than what they got between 2015 to 2023 in terms of purchasing power of money. You know, I am not here to debate with anybody or to make any argument, because we all know that if Abia State was to be, if we are to apply the fiscal federalism and governance framework that we had between 1960 to 1966, by way of resource control and other things, Abia State, an oil-rich resource state, will actually generate more revenue from its gas and oil and gas resources and other resources beyond more than what they are getting from FAC and JAC allocation from the center. And that is why we clamor for resource control, for fiscal federalism, for the amendment of for the reform of the constitutional frame, for a instruction of Nigerian constitution in such a way that we will go back to what we used to have between 1960 and 1960, so that each constituent units will look inward to develop based on their strengths and natural endowments. So what do Ndi Igbo want? I expect the man who calls himself number 6 from Abia State to work with his governor and mobilize all Igbo political leaders for us to just do one simple. If you look at the projects financed by the federal government from 2023 till now under the Bola Tinubu government, you will see clearly that over 5.3 trillion, 5.9 trillion investments, capital investment, were earmarked for the Southwest alone. Northwest had about 2.5 trillion, maybe 2.7 trillion. South got a huge chunk too. North Central got a huge chunk. The only zones that got paltry allocations are the Northeast and the Southeast. Southeast got about 407 billion. We're not asking anything from the federal government that is much more than what we deserve. What we are saying, there's anybody that said, everybody will be happy. Now, what do we need to do? See, if President Tinubu today will decide to support Ndi Igbo to have a river port in Ndoke, in Abia State, to do a river port in Ndoke, a river port that will be able to take at least 5 million tons of cargo traffic every year, a river port that can receive 1.52 million 20-feet containers every year, a river port that has warehouse and everything on about 100 hectares of land under a special free trade zone arrangement. It will take about $1.62 billion to do such a river port. And a ring-fence rail project that covers the whole of the South Igbo states, even to Asaba, that ring-fence and connects most of the Igbo cities into the river port in Ndoke, into an airport. That one will take about 3 billion. 3 billion plus 2 billion is $5 billion. The federal government of Nigeria should just give us $3 billion. Like, after all, the Southwest got 5.9 trillion naira allocation. The federal government should at least give us up to what it gave to the Southwest. Maybe give us $3 billion to support us. That's 4.5 trillion. To enable us have, start a PPP, MCDPP framework, river project, river ports at Ndoke that will take $1.62 billion to do. That will be able to clear at least 5 million tons of cargo traffic into the Southeast. That will be able to take at least 1.52 million, clear 1.52 million 20-feet containers, and the ring-fence rail project that links the whole of the East Igbo cities, including Asaba, to One, to the Ndoke River. We are not asking for much. Then, influence the consulates, the US consulate, the Canadian consulate, the the UK consulate, the European consulates, to have presence in Enugu and Owerri, so that my aged mother does not need to come to Lagos or Abuja to secure visa for a medical tourism or to do anything. So our children do not need to come to Lagos or Abuja for visa interviews to go and school at Harvard or MIT. So if they can just do this and allow Enugu Airport and Owerri Airport to become real international airports that will be taking wide-bodied aircraft like the Boeing 787 400 series, like the Airbus and everything, we will be happy. We will allow Tinubu to even route it 2031. In fact, we will tell Ndi Igbo nobody should contest for presidency. We will support him wholly. This is not time for anybody to grandstand and be telling us, because I am number 6, APC is in Abuja, APC mode. APC is in Abuja, APC mode. What has APC done for Ndi Igbo? What has APC in terms of infrastructure since 2023 done for Ndi Igbo? The capital allocations are very, very clear. Go and check it. It's there. Check me. Over the last 2 years, the Bola Tinubu government has allocated over 5.9 trillion naira capital budgets to the southwest. The only thing coming to the southeast is 407 billion naira. And I expect those who purport to be leaders, political, rather than playing like peddling psychophancy that is not even influencing the mind as rock. We can negotiate and liaise with him. And so okay, see, we are not asking for much. 5 billion capital investment. We're not asking you to give us everything. Give us 3 billion. We will generate 2 billion by ourselves. And we will run it. We are not like the other people that want anything freebie. We will run a missions community diaspora private public partnership arrangement that will in the next 5 years we will have a river port at Ndoki that can take 5 million tons of cargo every year, that can clear 1.52 million 20-feet containers every year. We will have a ring fence rail project that links Asaba, Onitsha, Port Harcourt, every of the cities in the Igbo states to One and Ndoki port. You know, what is the big deal about it? We are not asking for anything. We are not too fixated with anything. We are just asking for simple things. What is so big about this? $5 billion investment. You know, of course, because of the nature of the current constitution, most of these things must get to the concurrence of the federal government. In Lagos, they are doing Badagry Seaport. It's a $2.6 billion project. They are doing Lekki Seaport. It's a $2.5 billion project. Akwa Ibom Deep Seaport is $4.2 billion. And other things. Even so, what is the big deal? We're not asking for more. Just $2 billion river port at Ndoki. $3 billion ring-fenced rail network. Allow, influence the consulates, Canadian, American, UK, Europe, to set up visa consulates presence, you know, and the Enugu. Let the airports, you know, and the Lagos become real international airports. That is all. We are not asking for anything. Anybody who wants to become president and govern for 1 million, that is his business. Katsina State, over the last 25 years, produced Muhammadu Buhari for 8 years. Today, Katsina State is one of the headquarters of banditry in the whole of Nigeria. Katsina State has one of the worst records in terms of out-of-school kids, one of the worst poverty indicators in Nigeria. Having the presidency does not help anybody. What actually helps us is for us to overhaul the constitutional and fiscal framework of Nigeria, get the right people with the right mental strength, with the right creative mind to be in place of power. So, Mr. Number 6, rather than grandstanding and puffing up and down, use your position of influence to negotiate. We are not asking for Babi Ala freebies. We can fund our projects. All we want is for the federal government to sign off and allow us to drive it the usual Igbo way of doing things. Last 2020-2024, over 180 million tons of cargo were cleared through the various ports in Nigeria. And most 65% of these cargoes originated from the southeast. So basically, when we have this seaport, within those channels to Ndoki to Orashi, we'll be able to build our own plantain island, our own banana island, our own guava island. We will not be having any issues with anybody. We are not trying to take anybody's land. We will go and build up our land because the infrastructure that support it will be there. We will create the real hub. We will create the Singapore for Nigeria. We will create the hub that the whole of Africa will be proud of. What is the big deal? Please share these things. Make it go viral. Let Number 6 and all those, rather than be wasting time fighting the only performing governor in South Lesotho, they should work together with him and persuade President Tinubu. See, let us sign a contract and agreement to get all these things. If you want to stay till 2040, stay. Ndi Igbo are not filled with presidency. All we want is a level playing field where merit and excellence and healthy competition is allowed to flow. Amend the constitutional framework of Nigeria. Let the states and the regions control 50% of whatever they produce. Let 30% be paid to the center and 20% to the federal government. Reduce those 68 items on the exclusive list. And let everybody breathe in this country. Thank you and God bless.